One lifestyle change helped this woman reverse her hair loss. I always had somewhat fine hair, but starting in my mid-30s almost 20 years ago, now I would lose clumps of it in the shower and every time I brushed my hair. It would also snap. When you work in TV, there's a level of self-awareness and self-consciousness that come with the territory, especially in the age of social media, where people don't hesitate to write mean things about the way you look, but hair loss amplifies all of that. I was often worried. I tried a lot of different solutions. I wore hats and used hair extensions to make up for the thinning. If I was in the studio, finally, I turned to a friend who works in the hair care industry, and she suggested Nutrafol, a hair growth supplement she had just started selling in her salon. I don't like pudding. I also saw experts, a dermatologist and 2 naturopathic physicians who helped me understand the real reason why my hair was falling out: stress. Editors noted, so I started taking personalized supplements that had stress-relieving herbs like ashwagandha and curcumin, a derivative of turmeric, and I saw a difference within the first few months. I used to be able. The biggest change is my stress levels, though. If taken the of course, I knew I was stressed before, but taking the stress test really helped put it in perspective. I think it's common now. In addition to the stress-reducing supplements, I do yoga, make time for my family and friends, and prioritize sleep. And not only is a post shared by Bonnie Bernstein at Bonnie Bernstein on April 24, 2019 at 5:57 p.m. PDT. Stay updated on the latest science-backed health, fitness, and nutrition news by signing up for the Prevention.com newsletter. For added fun.
Raindrop, drop top, smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.